Okay, I don't even know how I found all of this information or how it all started, but this past week I have learned a few things that have really inspired me. I found out that there are a few world records out there that were created for us film buffs. This first one is for you movie collectors, okay? In 2014, actually I think it was like September of 2014, a man by the name of Derek Davis was documented in the Guinness World Book of Records for the largest movie collection in the world. Now I know that record was settled like 2 years ago, but nobody has broken it yet. And just so you know, in September of 2014, his collection was documented at 190,000 movies. Boom. Can you imagine 190,000 movies? I want to know what that looks like. People are usually impressed whenever I tell them that I'm slightly over 1,000 movies. But after finding this out, I feel this big right now. The next record that was broken that really caught my attention was from Sharish Joachim. I can't say her name. She holds the record for the longest movie marathon, which currently stands at 121 hours and 18 minutes. Now, I don't know my math, but isn't that like 5 or 6 days? I have bragged before to family and friends about how I can stay up late and I've watched movies for 2 days straight without getting any sleep and just sitting in my living room watching my favorite films. I don't think I can brag about that anymore. Just knowing that someone is going to stay awake for 5 to 6 days and watch movies, not get any sleep, completely blows my mind. It also makes me a little jealous because it almost feels like anyone can do it. I looked up the rules for this marathon. One of the rules is each film, or in order for a movie to be considered a featured film, it has to be at least 70 minutes long. You have to have someone from the Guinness World Book of Records present to document the whole entire event. You either get 15-minute breaks after every 3 films, or you get a 10-minute break between each film. And of course, no sleeping is allowed. Anyone that attempts to do this record is allowed to do it in groups. And I think if I were to ever want to try to break this record, I would want to do it in a group. And of course, whoever lasts the longest is the person with the record. Of course, if you can make it over 121 hours and 18 minutes. Okay, this next one I think is really going to interest a lot of you guys because it's the one that seems like the most possible. The one that seems like anyone can do it. The world record for most movies watched in 1 year goes to Maggie Guerra Aviles at 1,132. I actually have everything written down. In January, she watched 138 films. In February, she watched 190. March, 129. April, 126. May, 77. In June, she watched 140 films. In July, 109. August, 57. September, 78. October, only 22. In November, she watched 36. And in December, she watched 34 films, which equals all to 1,132. Now, she obviously started strong with January 138 and February 190. But it slowly gets less and less. From August to December, she didn't get over 80 films per month. She only got 22 in October. So I feel like if anyone were to try this and they just kept their numbers up, they could break this record easily. My camera died, and it's been like 2 hours since I shot anything, so if the lighting looks a little bit different, it's because the sun went down and I had no choice but to set a few lights up. I did think about reshooting everything, but no way is that happening. Now let's put that awkwardness to the side and continue with the video. The next world record that I want to talk about goes to Alejandro Fragoso. I'm pretty sure I'm saying that right. He currently holds the Guinness World Record for the longest TV binge watching marathon at 94 hours. But don't forget, the longest movie marathon is at 121 hours and 18 minutes. So I feel like a person should be able to do a lot more than 94 hours whenever it comes to binge watching television shows. I'm not trying to take any credit away from this man. I think that what he did is pretty amazing. I just feel like it might be easier to watch shows, especially if you watch really good shows that you've never seen before, because no one is going to be able to help but binge watch. I did do some research and found out that everyone, even if they didn't break the record, everyone that has attempted to do a type of marathon, whether it's a TV show or movie marathon, pretty much every single person that made it at least 3 to 4 days attempting to break a record for TV or movie watching suffered from elevated heart rate and other side effects like hallucinations, and apparently there's something called open-eyed micro naps, something like that. Pretty much where your eyes stay wide open even though your brain is asleep. So it looks like you're watching a movie, it looks like you're watching TV, it looks like you're wide awake and you're responsive, but you're actually not, because your brain is asleep while your eyes are open. How scary is that? In 2008, Netflix, who we all know and love, held a movie watching world championship. They built a glass room in Times Square and had 8 people go inside and pretty much live in there for as long as it takes for them to stream movies through Netflix. I think it's nuts that someone would actually do this, but brilliant at the same time. Oh, and whoever lasted the longest not only broke the record, but won a popcorn bowl trophy and $10,000. Out of the 8 contestants, there were 2 winners who respectfully decided to quit at the exact same time. Like I said, the one that might be the easiest to break is the most movies watched in a year, or the biggest movie collection in the world. I'm not challenging anyone to empty their wallets and bank accounts. I'm just saying that I believe in you. And if you wanted to break any of these records, I have faith. And even though those 2 might be the easiest, the one that really caught my attention the most, the one that I would love to break, is the movie marathon one. I don't know, it just feels like out of all the ones that I named, that's the one that I respect the most. That's it, you guys. Let me know what world records you're interested in breaking, if any of these, and which ones you actually think you're capable of. That's it, you guys. As always, thank you very much for liking, commenting, subscribing. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Go out there and break some records. I believe in you.
Thank you for watching Guerra Movie House. Like, comment, and subscribe for my videos. Peace out, homies.